find that comfortable seat where the spine is stacked up tall. You can close your eyes, beginning to follow the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. So especially with those first few moments of our practice, we just settle into the breath. And if you're feeling a little tired, a little fatigued, bring more awareness, more attention to the inhales. So we feel more prana flowing into the body, energizing the tissues. If on the other hand, you're feeling a little bit over energized, a little jittery, shaky, more attention paid to your exhales. Allowing that excess prana out of the body, excess energy leaving the body. We're all going to be a little different there. Let's take one more breath here together, filling all the way up. Open your mouth, let go. Palms net in prayer, heart center, thumbs rest into the sternum. You may take a moment to set an intention for this flow on the mat. Something to check back in with if you feel distracted. Let's slide the palms together, build some heat in between the hands. And once you get some heat there, cup the palms, hover them over the eyes. Slowly blink the eyes open. Releasing the hands from the face, let's extend the legs forward and lie down on our backs. No rush to get there. And once you're lying flat on the back, I'd like you to take all your fingers and touch the belly and towards side body. Tuck your tailbone slightly and push the low back down towards the floor, feeling your obliques and your abdominal wall engage. So you don't have to do very much at the beginning, just noticing that little tuck to the tailbone so that we connect to the floor from our sacrum all the way up the low back, mid back, and upper back. Core is engaged. Reach your fingertips forward, take an inhale. And as you exhale, slowly lift your head and your shoulder blades away from the mat. So the strong engagement through front side body. I promise it won't all be core work today, but a little bit of core work. It is power yoga after all. You can back off as much as you need to. Notice if as you are lifting up, what you're using is your neck and your face, and your low back is pulling up off the floor. Tuck the tailbone, draw the belly and the ribs in, engage front side body. You're only there for another 3, 2, and 1. Carefully release back down. Look to the right and to the left, rolling across the base of the skull. Noticing if you put too much effort into your neck. So the object of some of our shapes was trying to strengthen one part, but very often our neck and our jaw think that it can help us with that work. Relax the neck and the jaw. Pause in center, hug the right knee into your chest, interlace the fingers over the shin, flex the ankle. Float the left foot and enter 2 up away from the floor. And again, we'll take an inhale. As you exhale, lift the head and the shoulder blades up off the mat, draw your nose towards the knee. The concept's very similar. We're finding that space of engaging front side body, but we can use a bit of the leg to lift the torso up, lift that left leg up. Breathe here, don't hold the breath. And then notice here, if you're using all arms to lift, can you find a little squeeze in your hips, your core, hold for 3, for 2, and 1. We'll slowly release back down, straightening the right leg, lying flat, switch sides. Exhale, draw the left knee into your chest, interlace the fingers over the shin, pull the thigh close, flex the ankles, float that right foot up and enter 2. And take an inhale. As you exhale, lift the head and the shoulder blades up off the floor. Draw your nose towards the knee. It might not get very close. Maybe you're quite far away, but try to keep that distance, closing it off. Maybe you're all the way to touching. Try to find the work in your core, your hips, not just your arms. Hold for 3, for 2, and 1. You can carefully release that down, straighten the left leg, lie flat. Good work. Take a breath. As you release that breath, hug both knees into the chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. Rock left and right. Massage the muscles running up and down your back. Now, I invite you to separate the feet about hip width. Hands can be behind the knees. Begin to rock the length of your spine. So we get a little bit of momentum building up here. Rocking the length of your spine. Now, a few of us will be able to rock up without using the hands. You'll reach the weight forward, tucking the feet underneath the hips to stand up. If you need help, hands by the hips, rock forward, pull the feet under you, push down with your hands to stand up. Otherwise, it's that nice fluid motion of rocking forward, planting the feet, and standing up to Tadasana. Inhale. It might be really fluid and smooth. It may take a little bit of practice. And that's why we call it a practice. Take an inhale in your Tadasana. You can exhale, side out. Inhale, sweep the arms up, grow tall. Exhale, hinge and fold over the legs. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to place the palm, step the feet back, high plank. Turn all your toes to the right. Reach the right arm up, Vasisthasana, side plank. If that's really, really tough for you today, you can always take the left knee down to the floor and support that side plank. Still squeezing left side body like you're pulling the ribs away from the mat, but a little bit more supported because we have that left knee on the floor. If you can keep it lifted, we're on the outer edge of the left foot, the inner edge of the right. Hold for 3. Feel that strength in left side. 2 and 1. Release right hand down to the floor. From plank, lower lightly to your belly. Inhale to cobra. Neck stays long. Peel yourself up with the muscles in your back. Exhale, lower back down. Twice more. Inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. Last one. Inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. Push yourself up to tabletop, pausing in tabletop. Palms under the shoulders and knees under the hips. You can exhale, tuck and round the spine. Inhale, lift and arch. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, lift and arch. Last time, exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, lift and arch. Come back to neutral. Reach the right leg straight back, pointing the toes, extending the right hip, keeping the hips level, and belly and ribs draw up and in. Not a lot of back bending. We're not doing cow pose here, more of a neutral spine. At the same time, reach the left arm forward. So you get really long from the right toes to the left fingertips, hips and shoulders level. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release left hand down, right knee down, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. Find your first downward facing dog. Pedaling out the heels, nod your head yes, and shake it no. Really nicely done. Inhale, come forward, high plank. Exhale, back to down dog. Inhale to a plank. Exhale to a down dog. And last time, inhale to a plank. Exhale to a down dog. Look forward, inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, step or jump lightly, top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale, extending the spine. Exhale to fold. Root down into the feet, inhale, come all the way up, grow tall. You can exhale, draw palms through prayer. Samasthiti, Tadasana. Inhale, sweep the arms up, grow tall. Exhale, hinge and fold over the legs. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, place the palm, step or jump the feet back, high plank. All your toes can turn to the left, reach the left arm straight up. Vasisthasana, side plank. Modify that by taking the right knee down to the floor if you need to. Still squeezing right side body, pulling the ribs away from the mat, engaging side body as much as possible, even if the knee is on the floor. Hold for 3, for 2, and 1. Roll through center from a plank, lower lightly down towards your belly. Inhale to cobra, lead with the muscles in your back. Exhale to release back down. Keep the neck long. The shoulders drop back and down as you lift. Inhale, lift, squeezing shoulder blades together. Exhale to lower. And last time, inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. Push yourself up to tabletop, pause and tabletop, palms under the shoulders, knees under the hips. You can exhale, tuck and round the spine, cat. Inhale, lifting and arching, cow. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, lift and arch. Once more, exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, lift and arch. Exhale, come back to neutral. Reach the left leg straight back. Point the toes, hips level. Thinking about belly and ribs, drawing up and in. The spine is neutral here. Reach the right arm forward. Stay level with the shoulders and the hips for 3, or 2, and 1. Release right hand down, left knee down. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. You can pedal the heels out. Give your head a little shake. Acknowledge some of the effort you're putting into the tissues. If you need to back off, you can back off. If you'd like to turn it up a notch, I will have options for that. Inhale, come forward, high plank. Exhale, back to down dog. Inhale, come forward, high plank. Exhale, back to down dog. Last time, inhale, come forward, high plank. Exhale, back to down dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees, step or jump, top of your mat. Halfway lift. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale to fold. Big toes touch, knees hug in. As you inhale, bend the knees, reach the arms up. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Now exhale, come all the way down to your bum. Use your hands if you need to, or try not to use your hands. Sit down slowly. Option 1 will be to simply step the feet forward and lie all the way down on your back, drawing the belly and the ribs in, tucking the tailbone, engage your core. This can be your version of a bit of core work if you're taking it a bit easier tonight. If you're going to work a bit harder, zip the legs up, lift them, and then lift your head and shoulder blades. Find your low boat. Squeeze into the midline, staying lifted through your chest, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Whether you're lying flat or lifted, you're engaging your core for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Carefully release to the floor if you're lifted. Relax your belly if you're lying flat and engaging. You can take an inhale. Exhale, head the right knee into your chest, interlace the fingers over the shin, draw that thigh nice and close, flex the ankle. Lift the left foot up an inch or 2. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift head and shoulder blades, get your nose to the knee. If you're taking it a little easier this evening, you're staying right here. To make it harder, reach your fingertips forward, release the leg, keep that knee hugging into your nose. You're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the torso back down, the leg back down. Keep the knee hugging in. Use your left hand, catch the right knee. Reach the right arm out to the side, palm face up, and then use your left hand, guide the right leg across your body into a reclined spinal twist. Look over the right shoulder. Keep pulling the right shoulder and shoulder blade down to the mat. So get this really nice sensation of wrapping, opening through the thoracic spine, our upper back. It's okay if the knee doesn't find the floor. Stay with your breath flowing in through the nose, out through the nose. You got one more inhale, fill all the way up. And as you exhale, roll all the way back through center. Hug both knees into your chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. Rock left and right. Massage the muscles running up and down your back. You can cross the right ankle over the left. Begin to rock the length of your spine. It's a little different here. As we rock the length of the spine, we're going to use a bit of momentum to rock through seated position, plant the palms, step or jump the feet back, high plank. You got it. Push the floor away in your high plank. Option 1 is knees come down for supported chaturanga. Option 2, you keep them lifted. Shift forward, elbows bend to 90 degrees, chaturanga. Back up to plank, shift to downward facing dog. So no back bend there. Notice if you kind of went right for up dog and you turned it into chatter up dog. If you want 2 distinct shapes, we'll work on that later on if you want it. Some days this might be enough just to work the shoulders, the chest, and the arms in our chaturanga. Inhale, lift the right leg up, 3-leg dog. Exhale, right knee, right elbow, touch. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, right knee, right elbow, touch. Inhale, lift it up. Last time, exhale, knee to the nose. Step the right foot in between the hands. Rise up, inhale, high runner's lunge. Exhale, left hand forward, right arm back, twist towards the right leg. Inhale, back through center, reach up. Exhale the twist. Inhale back through center. And last time, exhale to twist. Lean forward. Take the left hand down to a block or the floor. Right arm reaches up. The hips continue to push down as you turn the chest open. It's almost like we added a side plank-like sensation into that lunge shape. So can you feel a bit of a squeeze in your left side body? Take one more inhale. Exhale, release right hand down. Good job. Step the right foot back. We'll take a vinyasa. Chaturanga to up dog, making sure to pause as you make the transition. Really feeling the sensation of each shape and not just rushing to get through the shapes. When you find your down dog, you're here for a count of 5. Breathe. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's lower the knees down as wide as the mat. Big toes touch near the back of the mat. Find child's pose, Balasana. Hips to the heels. Walk the arms further away. Can you get long from your fingertips to your sit bones? Breath flowing here. In through the nose. Out through the nose. Pretty comfortable, pretty easy. The next time you exhale, walk the hands just slightly off the right edge of your mat. Create a side bend in your child's pose. Squeezing right side body and lengthening the left side. For more sensation of stretch in the left side, instead of trying to walk the hands further, breathe deeper into your left ribs, shoulder, and side waist. So really find that expansion with your inhale. Contraction with the exhale. You got one more breath. Beautiful work. And as you sigh that breath out, let's carefully walk the hands back through center. Hands walk in towards your knees. Come up into a kneeling shape. You can bring the knees to touch, sitting on the heels. If it's very uncomfortable sitting in that kneeling shape, you are welcome to either elevate the hips with a block underneath the hips, or just simply sit cross-legged. Up to you. Rest the palms on your thighs or your knees. Begin to draw a few circles with your neck. Really paying attention to when I ask you to do some strengthening in your core, in your chest, and your shoulders. Are you getting some feedback in your neck, jaw, and face? Try your best to keep the neck, jaw, and face pretty relaxed as we flow, even when everything else is engaged. Let's change direction with those circles. Going the other way. You got it. One more big breath. And when you sigh that breath out, you can return through center. Shift forward, plant the palms, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog, pedaling up the heels. Give your head a little shake, not a yes, shake a no. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees, step or jump lightly, top of the mat. Halfway lift. Inhale, extending the spine. Exhale, fold. Big toes touch, knees hug in as you inhale, bend the knees, reach the arms up, chair pose. You can use an exhale, sink lower and lower through your seat. Use your hands if you need, or try not to use your hands, sit down. Option 1 is to simply lay back, lie flat. But as you lie flat, notice you're not letting the arch come into the spine. There's a subtle tuck of the tailbone. Push your low back down into the floor, engaging the abdominal wall and into the obliques as well. Option 2 will be to lift the head and the shoulder blades, squeeze the legs together, and lift the legs as well, finding low boat. Both options we are holding for 10, 9, 8, keep breathing, 7, 6, 5, relax your face, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Carefully release to the mat. If you're lifted, soften your belly, your hips. If you're lying flat, well done. Take an inhale. As you exhale, hug the left knee into your chest, interlace the fingers over the shin, draw the left thigh nice and close. Flex the ankles. Flip that right foot up a couple inches. Now you can take an inhale. Exhale, lift head and shoulder blades. Get your nose towards the left knee. If you're keeping it a little bit more relaxed this evening, you're staying right here, keeping the arms where they are. If you want to be more challenging, reach the fingertips forward. Keep that connection for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the right leg, release your torso. Now catch that left knee and shin with the right hand. Reach the left arm out to the side, palm face up. Use your right hand, guide the left leg across the body into a reclined spinal twist. Looking towards the left arm, keeping the left shoulder and shoulder blade drawing down to the floor. We'll all be a little different here. Try not to overdo it. It's okay if you're not bringing the knee all the way down, especially if that makes the shoulder lift up. Better the knee floats a bit and the shoulder stays down on the floor. Everyone will be a little different. You got one more inhale. Exhale to draw back through center. Well done. Hug the knees into your chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. Both legs into your torso. Rocking left and right. Now you can cross the left ankle over the right. Begin to rock the length of your spine. Using enough momentum, rock through your seated position. Plant the palms, step or jump the feet back, high plank. Knees down if you need, or keep them lifted. You choose. So if they're down, make sure you're doing that little bit of a shift forward. Then elbows bent to 90 degrees, chaturanga. Back up to plank. Lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg goes up, 3-leg dog. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, touch. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, lift it up. Last time, exhale, knee to the nose. Lightly step, left foot between the hands. Rise up, inhale, high runner's lunge. Exhale, right hand forward, left arm back, twist towards the left thigh. Inhale, back through center. Exhale to twist. Inhale, back through center. And last time, you will exhale to twist. Lean forward, right hand comes down to a block or the floor, left arm reaches up. The hips continue to push forward and down, twisting towards the left leg. Hi, Abby. Breathe here, in through the nose, out through the nose. Try to find that little bit of a squeeze in your right side body in that twisted lunge. 4, 3, 4, 2, and 1. Exhale, release left hand down. Step the left foot back. Take a vinyasa if you want it. Chaturanga to up dog. Moving with your breath. Never rushing to make it through your movements. When you find your down dog, breathe in through your nose, out through your nose. Keep it relatively comfortable and easy. You're there for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees can come down, big toes touch. Sink the hips to the heels. Find your child's pose, Balasana. So in your child's pose shape, we're reaching fingertips and sit bones as far away from each other as we can. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. You're doing so well. Stay with your breath. The next time you exhale, you can walk your hands just slightly off the left side of the mat, creating a side bend in your right side, breathing into the right ribs, right shoulder, right side waist. There's a subtle squeeze in the left side body as you lengthen the right side. Instead of trying to walk the hands further to get more sensation, breathe deeper, lengthening each inhale, each exhale to expand right side body. Really allow this waving back and forth, creating space and then letting that space go. You got one more inhale. Exhale to come back through center. Now I'll actually get you to shift forward through tabletop for a moment. Bring the knees to touch. feet to touch. Tuck your toes. Walk your hands back towards your knees and sit to the heels. Either the hands stay on the floor because you're supporting that weight, or you find blocks. Hands can be on blocks. They walk back next to the thighs or the hips, still kind of pushing down to support some of the weight of the torso. It will be less intense on the feet. If you don't need the props are off to the side, all 10 toes on the floor, stretching the soles of the feet by stacking the heels on the ball of the foot. If you walk the knees further away, this will increase the extension of the great toe mound, increase the extension of the toes, stretching the soles of the feet. If you walk the knees closer to the toes, it brings a little bit more dorsiflexion into the ankle, stretching the back of your ankle into the Achilles tendon and soleus muscle at the bottom of your calf. We all need to find kind of the space that works best for us. Settle into it. Promise we're not here forever. Rest the palms on the thighs. Draw a few circles with your neck. Relax your face, relax your jaw. Acknowledge sensation in the soles of your feet. Maybe you've been wearing big, heavy winter boots. You can go the other way with those circles a few times. All right, one last breath. And release the breath, pause and center. You can shift forward, fingertips to the floor, lift your knees up, bring the feet to the mat, the heels to the floor, fold forward over the legs, separate the feet about hip width. Hands can stay on the floor, on blocks, or you can catch opposite elbows and dangle. Swaying to the left and to the right, massaging, softening the muscles on the left and the right side of your low back. No stress here for the muscles on the left and the right side. They may feel a little bit different. Last big inhale. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Inhale, roll up to stand. Head comes up last, finding your Tadasana, mountain pose, the back edge of your mat. Shift the weight towards the left foot, drive the right knee up. You can catch the ankle, place the sole of the right foot towards the left inner thigh, and then adduct. So find that hug to the midline that we did when we squeezed the legs together. You feel that squeeze to the midline, maybe palms connect in prayer. You look at one point in front of you, a drishti point, a focus point that isn't moving. And if you need to, that will be your variation of tree pose this evening. If you're making it a little more challenging, back of the right hand to the right thigh, left arm reaches up, squeezing right side body, lengthen your left. Whichever version you're doing, I think you're fantastic. If you're doing a little bit of a side bend, you're doing it because you'd like to challenge yourself. It's okay if you're not challenging yourself. With the side bend, maybe your tree pose is a challenge enough this evening. Hold for another 3, 2, and 1. We'll carefully come back up through center. If you're leaning to the side, release the right foot to the floor, shake it out. Shift the weight to the left and the right foot. Pedal out the heels. Notice that whole time you're holding your breath. If you lost your breath, come back to breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Let that be comfortable and easy. Shift the weight to the right foot, drive the left knee up. You can catch the ankle, place the sole of the left foot to the right inner thigh, and then adduct, press to the midline, really feeling that hug and squeeze to the center. Palms in prayer, looking forward at one spot, your drishti point, your focus point will help your balance. For a little bit extra, we'll take the back of the left hand to the left thigh, right arm reaches up, squeezing left side body, lengthen your right. So we get all this length through our right side body, all this strength through our left, if you're adding on. If not, not a problem. Stay with the variation that seems to be working for you for another 3, 2, and 1. We'll come back up if you're in the side bend, and we'll all release that left foot down to the floor. Shake it out. Find the breath flowing in through the nose, out through the nose. Carefully turn your toes out in line with the knees and sink down towards a malasana, garland pose, deep squat. As you come down, if the heels have a tendency to lift, just like when we stretch the soles of the feet, we may need to adjust how we're doing the shape. So that may mean for you, if you have a blanket or a towel nearby, you can use it folded or rolled up. Place that just slightly underneath your heels. So the heels will be elevated, the balls of the feet and the toes are still on your mat. Just that subtle elevation, all of a sudden you may feel like, oh, I can actually drop down into that malasana fairly comfortably, even if it's still a little bit challenging, not as challenging. If it's still very uncomfortable, the other option is to take a block and actually make a yoga chair. Maybe you need 1 or 2 blocks to support the hips, walk the feet away from the block. You'll notice that that angle between the top of the foot and the shin decreases. So less dorsiflexion, less discomfort in the angles, in the angles, yes, but in the ankles, so that you're able to still be in that squat-like shape, but with less pressure into your feet, into your Achilles tendon. Elbows inside the knees, push out as the palms come to prayer and extend your spine. Breathe in your version of garland pose, malasana. Whichever variation of garland pose you're doing, if you'd like to add one last thing to this, we'll add on one little thing. Left arm out to the side, the shoulder and arm slightly inside the knee. Plant the palm. Right arm reaches up and open. We create an open twist in our deep squat. Not just twisting here through our thoracic spine. We're thinking about staying engaged in the back of the left shoulder and the left inner thigh hugging into the arm. One more breath this direction. Exhale to come through center. You can totally stay here with palms in prayer the whole time. Otherwise, you're switching sides with me. Right arm inside the right leg, palm to the floor, out to the right. Left arm reaches up and open and twist. Yes, we're leading that twist through the shoulders, through the thoracic spine or upper back. But remember to keep the back of the right shoulder strong and the inner right thigh strong as well. You got one more inhale. Good work. Exhale to release through center. Let's fold forward over the legs, lifting the hips away from the heels. You can paddle the heels out, nod your head yes, and shake it no. So I have some options for you this evening. Whether you are arm balancing or not, I think you're fantastic. There's an option here to arm balance, which involves from your deep squat, sinking down, palms to the floor. The elbows hug in. So the elbow creases turn forward. It's almost like you're doing your down dog arms or your chaturanga arms. Don't let the elbows go wide. Hug them in. The legs hug in, look forward, lean forward. And maybe today all you're doing is trying to stack the elbows over the wrists and lean the weight forward a touch. You don't have to lift the feet. If you're lifting the feet, you're squeezing the heels to your bum, finding Bakasana, look forward, not back. If all of that seems like no way, I do not want to balance today on my hands, you can do the same thing lying on your back, hugging the knees in, elbows inside the knees, palms facing the ceiling, doing a dead crow, lying on your back. Still counts as crow pose. It's just a little different. Wherever you end up, you are there for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you're in your crow on your hands, bring the feet down and crawl your hands forward. Find tabletop. If you're lying on your back, you can roll to one side or rock up and join us in tabletop as well. Really nicely done. Good job. Exhale, tuck and round the spine. Inhale, lift and arch. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, lift and arch. Last time, exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, lift and arch. You can come back to neutral, cross the ankles and sit towards your bum or turn around and extend the legs. Lie all the way down, flat on your back, resting into the mat, acknowledging how your body feels. One last time, we are going to find that core work. So you're taking it easy this evening. You're just thinking about shortening the space between your sternum and your pubic bone, tucking the tailbone, engaging front side body. A little bit more, you'll lift the head and the shoulder blades, squeeze the legs together and lift the legs. And last option, a little bit more. This is our finisher. We're going for 10 here. 9, breathe. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, relax your face. 3, 2, And 1, release to the mat. Hug the right knee into your chest, interlace the fingers over the shin, pull that thigh nice and close. And this time, just relax into that shape, pulling the thigh close. You can move the right knee more towards the right armpit. If you're looking for extra space to bring the thigh towards the torso. Settle into your breath, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. You've done so well. Keep that left hand where it is. Reach the right arm out to the side. Use your left hand, guide the right leg across the body, again into that spinal twist, looking towards the right arm. We'll be here a little bit longer than the first time. A little extra time to soften into the twist. Every exhale, draw the belly and the ribs in a little bit more. Pulling that right shoulder down towards the floor. So breath by breath, we're not just going deeper into the shape, but we are creating space. If what you feel is that you're creating pain, strain, or discomfort, then we're probably forcing something. So backing off may be the best option in that case. Keep the breath flowing in through the nose and out through the nose. Last big breath. And as you sigh it out, you can carefully come back through center, no rush, straighten the right leg, lie flat. Take an inhale. Exhale, hug the left knee into the chest, interlace the fingers over the shin, pull that left thigh nice and close. Really draw the thigh close, relaxing into the shape. The left knee may move more towards the left armpit, pulling the thigh even closer. Feeling that touch of compression in the front of the left hip. Acknowledging some of the space you created for yourself this evening. Keep the right hand where it is. Reach the left arm out to the side, palm face up. Use your right hand, guide that left knee across the body into a reclined spinal twist, pressing the leg down, but it's okay if it doesn't find the floor. Keep the left shoulder and shoulder blade rooted down to the mat. Look towards the left arm. Breath by breath, we find some release. Keep drawing belly and ribs in every exhale. You're a little longer than the first time we tried these. You may notice you've created a little extra space for yourself, but it shouldn't feel like you've created strain or pain or discomfort. If that's the case, please back off trying to template match. It means it's okay if you're not making the exact shape. Floating away from the floor with the left knee is totally fine. Take one more breath and use the exhale to return through center. Straighten the left leg, lie flat, give it a little shake. Last shape here, bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Feet are parallel and hip width. Press your palms into the mat next to the hips. Inhale, lift the hips up away from the floor and pause. Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose. You can stay where you are or choose to interlace the hands behind the back as the shoulder blades wiggle closer, squeeze together, drive the fist down into the mat. That's going to help to lift the hips a little higher and actually share the load here across the chest and shoulders as well as through the hips and core. If you feel like you'd like to lift to Urdhva Dhanurasana or wheel pose, palms can set up by the shoulders and the ears, hugging the elbows in, press into your palms and lift up into your wheel pose. Whichever version you're doing, continue to follow the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release the back bend of your choice. Once your low back and hip bones, or back of the pelvis, I should say, finds the floor, windshield wiper the knees to the right and to the left. If, when you release a back bend, it feels like there's an overwhelming desire to draw the knees into your chest, you're probably lifting a little bit too high, creating extra compression, discomfort in your low back. So when you come down, it feels like you have to release something in your low back. Over time, that's going to create a lot of discomfort. So when you first come down out of the back bend, just give a few breaths here. It takes maybe 5 to 10 seconds for some, 10 to 20 seconds for others, for the low back to come back to feeling more neutral. Once the low back feels more neutral, then it feels maybe okay to draw the legs into the chest without creating strain and discomfort. If you feel like there's something missing from your practice, something you must do for this practice to feel complete, you are welcome to add it in. Otherwise, I simply invite you to straighten the legs, lie flat, turn the palms face up next to the thighs, feet a comfortable distance apart, and settle into a short Shavasana, corpse pose. Nothing else to achieve or accomplish. You've already worked so hard. Allow the body a short rest. You can stay in your rest position, your Shavasana, as long as you wish, especially because this is an at-home practice. If you're choosing to come back with me here, start by lengthening your inhales and your exhales. And then as your breath reconnects you to the body, move your fingers, move your toes. Carefully turn your head side to side. You can inhale, give yourself a big stretch. And exhale to soften. One more time, inhale, stretch it out. And exhale to soften. Bend your knees, either roll to one side or rock up into a comfortable seated position. Sitting cross-legged or kneeling, stacking the spine up nice and tall. Close down your eyes. Sukhasana, seated meditative posture. Feeling the breath flow in through the nose, out through the nose. Acknowledging some of that space you created for yourself. If you started the class feeling a little fatigued, checking back in with your energy level. You feel a little more balanced. Same idea. If you started with too much energy, excess energy, have you come back into balance? We'll take one more inhale to expand belly, ribs, collarbone, fill all the way up. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Connecting the palms in prayer at heart center, thumbs rest into the sternum, revisiting your intention, carrying that with you off the mat into the rest of your week. Thanks for practicing with me. Namaste. I really appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Drink lots of water and see you again soon.